Wait, I need an intro to start my YouTube channel? How about like dum bum 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 and then Arial font Havoc Red, nice. And then it goes bum 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 and then it just disappears. Nice. Oh man, uh, I just really want to play a cool skill, but I just can't figure it out. Is there anyone out there that could just help me? Whoa, what's that? Somebody need help? Oh my god, I heard somebody need help. Oh, you need help with a cool new build? Let me get you right here. Let me introduce you to the Lightning Strike Raider build. Oh my god, here we go. Let's jump right into it. Hey, this is the mascot of Havoc Red, the Burrito Man. Tell you that Havoc's playing Lightning Strike for about a week and a half now. It's been pretty fast. Clear speeds are insane. Boss damage is pretty good, and overall, it's a pretty good build. Some negatives is you do play a dodge, and you're a raider, and the ranger tree is pretty bad for life, so you could get clapped pretty easily. Anyway, he's gonna tell you all about the gear, the gems, and all that fun stuff. Bye. Just a quick overview on how Lightning Strike functions in the basic form of everything. Lightning Strike is a melee projectile elemental ability. The first click of Lightning Strike is the ground slam melee damage, which scales off melee damage, of course. Everything else, the lightning bolts that split out, is considered lightning damage / elemental damage, which will matter later on. We're talking about gearing. There's a handful of ways to make the build work for endgame, but this is just the route that I chose, so do what you want, and let me know how you do it if you chose Lightning Strike. So I chose personally to scale as much lightning penetration as possible. Even without my awakened lightning penetration maxed, I have about 62% lightning penetration with my flask up. Speaking of flask, I'm utilizing the Wise Oak, which gives more lightning penetration to the highest resistance you currently have. So to ensure that my lightning res is always max, without being clever with gear or your passive tree or whatever, I'm using a Circle of Regret with plus to lightning res while using Herald of Thunder. And we're using Herald of Thunder, duh. Using Pharrell's Fur in an attempt to try to min-max the build as much as possible. However, if you're interested in attempting this build and don't want to spend the money on Pharrell's Fur because it can be pricey, you can use the Explosion Chest to clear out your clear speed, or smooth it out, excuse me. Power Charge on crit, so you get your power charges, attacks have more crit chance, just to name a few examples, but do what you want with it. I just like Pharrell's Fur because we could do a lot of frenzy charge shenanigans, and I was able to farm this up myself just buying the beast from trade. They're really cheap, and just spamming them until I got the fur, and then I 6-linked it. Some other cool stuff that we're using is an Assassin's Mark on hit ring. You could use like Hex Touch support with your Whirling Blades, but I didn't really want to go that route. I just want to be easy and do this. The ring is also housing my Aspect of the Cat, which works with the combo of Pharrell's Fur. Aspect of the Cat is a great utility to have. It has no reservation because of the Pharrell's Fur. What it does is it gives you more attack speed, more crit chance, and 15% chance to avoid all damage from hits, which in this Z HP build that I've made, it's a godsend. Our helmet, it's a pretty bog standard helmet, nothing too fancy. Ideally, you want like enemies nearby have less lightning resistance, but who cares? I just went with this because it had the enchant on it. It's just a Merklag of enchant. You could get the better one that has 3 projectiles, but whatever. The gloves are pretty expensive, to be fair. I kind of splurged a little bit for them, but the strike skills, that's amazing. You don't have to anoint on your necklace, and the frenzy charge is great. and just boost your DPS by a butt ton. But if you want to do something that's a little bit cheaper, you could get like attack speed, call and strike, melee damage, or elemental damage, things of that nature. But the strike skills is pretty big, and you can anoint different things on your necklace, which I'll talk about a little bit later. My boots are just Tailwind boots. Tailwind's pretty cheap-ish now, since it's pretty easy to get in Harvest. I think for these that rolled very well, I think I could personally sell these for about 5x, which to me isn't that much money, but you could do whatever you want. You don't need Tailwind. It's just like a nice addition to have. You don't need Elusive either. Elusive comes from our Nightblade support, which I'll talk about a little bit later as well. You can also get like % chance to dodge spells, which is nice, but you do what you want to do. My Stygian Vise is just a HP Stygian Vise, trying to boost my HP from 0 to, +1. But other cool things is like elemental damage with attack skills, flat elemental damage, flash shenanigans is also good. Just do what you want to. So my amulet's pretty okay. You're looking for like crit multi, better crit multi, more live. Damage penetrates more, lightning reservation. I got the damage leech on there from rolling it a lot, but it is what it is. For annoyance, I'm using arcing blows, which is more lightning penetration, but like I said earlier, if you don't have the strike skills, you could also use, what is it right here, Tribal Fury. This will smooth out your clear speed and bossing, so that's kind of cool. Clusters, you could do either like the dual wield clusters I have right here. You're mostly looking for this one right here. It's probably the best one of all of them. I rolled it with Fuel the Fight and Marshall's Momentum. They're okay. I just had this from a previous build, so it is what it is. But you can use the Elemental / Lightning Damage Cluster. There's some really good ones there. And I think the Lightning Damage Cluster just is slightly better. At least on POB. I don't know about in-game. For our claw weapons, yes, we're using claws. This is extremely hipster. Who the heck uses claws in 2021? But our claws are pretty easy to get, more or less. You're looking just for lightning damage, attack speed, crit multi, crit chance is okay. Lightning penetration is the big one, since that's what we're scaling. Like, this one didn't roll very well, but I just kind of went with it just to start off with. This one rolled a little bit better. And for like the extra enchant, you want to get the elemental damage ones. It's probably better. The attack speed one is pretty okay too. So what you want to do if you want to craft these, let's get level 85 Imperial Claws that are Crusader enchanted, which are like 510C for the base. They're super cheap. And then spam Wrath essences on it, because this one gives you the added lightning damage. And then you could try to get the penetration on it. If you want to get more penetration, there's another essence you could use, or you could just go to Harvest, spam lightning. The possibilities are endless. These are pretty easy to get. My first pair that I think I did in like 5 essences were pretty good, and then this was like the upgraded version of him. Elemental damage with attack skills is nice to have, but it's not ideal. But it is what it is. It's getting me through, most of the end game. Both of them have about 330 lightning damage, which is pretty nuts. Alright, let's talk gem links. Start with the main setup here. We're starting with a Vol Lightning Strike. Extremely cheap to get on trade if you're playing trade. It's about 5 to 10C depending on the influx. Added lightning penetration support, also extremely cheap, about 20 to 30C, probably a little bit less, a little bit more. Awakened added lightning damage support, also extremely cheap as awakened version. It's about 20 to 30C depending. Nightblade support, which gives us elusive on crit, more crit chance, and crit multi. And this only works with claws and daggers. Just keep that in mind. That's why we're using the claws here. The 21-23 version is about 10 to 15C. Extremely cheap. This is a little bit more expensive. Added awakened elemental damage support. It's about 2 to 3x depending on the popularity of it, but you can just use the normal version. And then multi-strike support. The awakened version is very expensive, so this is what we do here. For our first claw, I have our summon ice golems. It's just like added stuff. It's very nice. You could probably use anything else. Meat shield support. I just had an extra slot. I didn't want to put a portal down, so I just put meat shield support. It doesn't really help that much. It's just there. Our blood rage gives us more attack speed and leech. This is our Whirling Blade setup. Whirling Blades linked with faster attack, which is not really needed. Blood magic support, so we could just zoom around without wasting our mana. And Fortify, so we get Fortify. It's really nice. Dash, linked with second wind support. And then our Steel Skin will be on our left click. Our auras will be Herald of Thunder, Wrath, Precision at max level, and Lightning support level 4. Our totem setup will have a call-in strike with our totems, Vol Ancestral Warchief, Ancestral Protector, and multi-totem. Ideally, you want to pop your Vol and then your Ancestral, like on big packs, on bosses, and during rituals. And that's the little build guide. Havoc wanted me to tell you guys that he's very, very happy and excited that you guys gave him 100 subs on YouTube, and he wants to say, let's go for 200 subs. Yeah, he didn't tell me this, but if this video gets like, 10,000 likes, that will never happen. He'll give away like 10x. I never said that. Don't listen to him. Shh. Anyway, like it, comment on it, share it to your best friend. Subscribe if you like it. Super like it. This is not Tinder, never mind. Anyway, my cat's meowing, I gotta go. Bye.